Hi, my name is Teo Johnston, and this is my partner Andrew Dully. In the fall, we will be respectively attending Fairfield University and Roger Williams University, both for degrees in the communications area. Andrew and I's time working with TidePool Bookshop has been absolutely amazing. Joe and Huck and our very talented web designer Ingrid Mack have been nothing but helpful and supportive throughout this whole process. We worked very closely with TidePool to be able to discover their mission and push it forth through their Facebook and YouTube channel. Bancroft has been invaluable for this experience because of their senior co-op has provided us this opportunity that we would never normally get. Thank you so much to Bancroft and Joe and Huck for being lovely mentors for this whole time. I have had so much fun working on this project, and I hope everyone enjoys what we have to come. Goodbye.
The first question was posed by Barbara
So there we go.
and Molly,
Okay.
and it has to do with why we chose to do something crazy like this instead of relaxing in a hammock after our retirement.
Yes, well, a hammock does sound pretty tempting, I gotta say, Barb. But, after teaching at Bancroft School for over 40 years, actually, I was lucky to teach kindergarten. It seemed time to kind of see what else might be out there a little bit. And so that was 3 years ago, and Huck was about to retire as well. And at that time, there was no full-service independent bookstore in Worcester, and there hadn't been for quite some time, not since Tatnick Booksellers closed. And in a city of
2004.
Was that 2004? Wow. And so in a city of 180,000 people and 9 colleges and universities, and actually more if you think in terms of the more colleges and universities if you think in terms of the greater Worcester community, it certainly seemed as though there should be an independent bookstore here. And so we decided that maybe we could fill in that gap a little bit. So we gathered up a group of incredibly helpful and very patient advisors and supporters, and began the journey. So the journey actually took quite a bit longer than we thought it would. And 2 great bookstores have opened up in Worcester in the meantime. Bedlam Books in a used bookstore in the Canal District, and Root and Press, cafe bookstore in Tatnick Square. The owners of which, and we are already talking about ways that we can work together in support of one another and on behalf of the greater Worcester community. And that's really what this journey has been all about for us. It's really about Worcester and doing our part to keep this fabulous city thriving.
That's right.
So how did you choose your location?
Well, our needs were really fairly minimal. We only needed good visibility, foot traffic, parking, easy access, affordability, and a certain atmosphere that would be conducive to browsing for books and gatherings, author talks.
Yeah, we weren't asking for too much.
Not asking for too much at all. We looked in the Highland Grove Street area, and we looked downtown and in the Canal District, and it was a long process. And but
With a great realtor.
yeah,
You're looking at,
with when this space opened up in the Nancy Chang building, we immediately knew that we had found a home for our business because it meets all of our criteria, all that various criteria for a bookstore.
Right, absolutely.
So as a community bookstore, do you envision working with some of the local cultural institutions?
Oh, absolutely. Huck and I have been active in the Worcester community for many years. We actually both grew up here. And so connecting to the community is really part of the mission of TidePool Bookshop. We actually had our April TidePool table topic all set to coincide with the Art Museum's show Beyond Midnight, an exhibit that was curated by the American Antiquarian Society, and we were planning to have related programming at our Fridays at TidePool series, and that of course wasn't able to happen. Although we did try to replicate it a little bit on the website. We're now, because we are doing everything online, we are moving to a Zoom format, we had our first TidePool together with Preservation Worcester in early May, and we have some others that are in the planning stages, which we're really excited about. And now we're actually already working on a TidePool table topic to coincide with the 100th anniversary of women's suffrage victory, and hope to coordinate with the Historical Museum as they continue with their year-long celebration of the movement. So the city is like so rich. It has such a rich poetry community, and all the colleges and universities. There are just a ton of opportunities to make connections, and so that's something actually that we're really excited about. So we're bookshop specialized. This is Danny and Eric's question combined. We're bookshop specialize in or focus on any particular types of books. We have books on Worcester history.
Great question. One of the really wonderful things about being an independent bookseller is that we will be in full control of our inventory and the selection of books. We're going to stock the shelves initially with a wide variety of books in many different genres, and we will see what our customers are responding to, what people are buying, what people are requesting, asking for, and we will make adjustments accordingly. That will actually be an ongoing process for the duration. We will definitely carry books of local interest, though, including Worcester history. It's a particular interest of ours anyway. Some of those books may be used books. Well, we will be focusing on new books. We will have a small selection of used volumes that might be of particular interest, especially in regard to Worcester history. Will you be offering any story times and readings? Will you be hosting events with authors?
Yes, indeed. We'll be doing all of the above. Actually, we have a pretty big children's section with a space that's going to be dedicated for weekly story times, and then we have a separate gathering spot that we look forward to, where we look forward to hosting events for young adults and adults, and we really can't wait until it's safe enough for us to be able to open the doors for these gatherings on a regular basis. And we're also looking forward to welcoming authors in for book talks and for signings. We've already had one. We had a pop-up author talk was it in January. With TidePool Press author Lisa Grunberg, and in January, and about 60 people came, and I think that, especially considering they came out in the middle of the winter, I think it really made it pretty clear to us that there's definitely a desire in the community for gatherings of this nature. So we definitely look forward to hosting as many of those as we're able to. We actually may be hosting some over Zoom as well this summer, so that'll be fun. How do you choose your next book?
This is really a great question. Book reviews, interviews, author talks, personal recommendations, the radio. These are all ways to find really great books. My favorite, though, is simply browsing the stacks of an independent bookstore. Big surprise there. The stacks are just loaded with surprises, books I never knew existed, and that's my favorite way of finding new books.
Although, actually, truth be told, mostly what we've been reading lately have been ARCs, advanced reader copies, and some of which have been really great. And so that's a way to figure out some of these forthcoming books if we want to put them on our bookshelves. So that's great too. So yes, that's a good question, and it's actually one that we get quite a bit. While TidePool Press and TidePool Bookshop are two very distinct entities, we are definitely pretty closely tied in with TidePool Press in Cambridge. TidePool Press was started by my brother Jock Heron and family friend Ingrid Mock, and my other brother Frank is heavily involved in the press as well. So when Huck and I first conceived of the idea of opening a bookstore, they were the first people we called. So we do have and they've been incredibly supportive and are working with us continuously on this adventure. We will have a special bookcase dedicated to TidePool Press's books, and a number of their books are connected to people and places in Worcester, actually, so that's great. But they have a wonderful collection beyond that, and so we're really eager to get their books out in the forefront, and so that people can make discoveries of TidePool Press's books that they might not even know existed. So
right.
We're psyched about that.
Beautiful books.
Yep. What will your days and hours be?
As we headed toward our original planned opening in March, we anticipated being open 6 days a week, every day except Mondays.
Yeah.
Generally from 10 to 7, 10 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock in the evening, so we could catch people coming home from work. We had a little earlier closing at 5, I think, on Saturdays and Sundays. But we weren't able to open, of course, in March as we anticipated. But we are selling books online now, and soon we will be able to offer curbside pickup at the store, which will be really great. We will choose some days and hours to provide that service. Not sure what that would be right now. And then when it's safe to allow customers inside the store, whenever that might be.
We can't wait.
Then we'll reevaluate at that time, but we'll certainly be looking at our original projections for being open 6 days a week.
We're looking forward, and I think that it will be a bookstore that will be open every day but Monday, and we can't wait till when that time comes.
Yeah.
So great. Excellent.
So what's
Okay,
next?
the next
Ingrid's
one,
question?
Ingrid. Wait, let me just stop the cat. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Shh. Yeah.
I'll be familiar with the books that are on the
Right.
shelves in our own stands.
Yeah, that's right. Hopefully. Indeed. Good luck, Teo. Okay.